Hello, on behalf of the Smith and the Lice families, I would like to take a second to thank a few people. I know there are so many people that could give Doug's eulogy, and I'm deeply honored to have been asked by my sister. I would like to thank our dear family friends, the Cisco family and the Cisco Funeral Home for caring for us during this incredibly impossible time. Thank you to Amy and Dave Hoyne for sharing their home with my family this week and being the best neighbors and friends anyone could ask for. Thank you to the Salina Middle School staff for the food yesterday and sharing the stories of our loved one in order to lift our spirits. Thank you to the Salina City School Board and the athletic coaching staff for accommodating our family today in this facility, one that helped shape our brother into the person he is today. As I look over to the place in the court with the basketball, where we saw Smitty for so many times, every little detail and every little bit was thought of today. And I thank you for that. There's not a more fitting place to hold this funeral than right here in this Salina Field House. Today we gather to celebrate the life of an extraordinary individual, someone who wore multiple hats and touched many lives in this community. We remember a friend, a teacher, a basketball coach, a brother, a son, an uncle, a husband, and a father. The loss we feel today is immeasurable. For we have lost not just one person, but a source of inspiration and a guiding light for so many. Let us reflect upon the life and journey of our beloved Doug Smitty Smith. Doug was born to John and Karen Smith, March 21st, 1974. Spent his younger years living on the family farm with his parents, Andy, Clint, and Dan. He was a very proud member of St. John Lutheran Hopewell Church, just a few miles from the house he grew up in. As a child, Doug loved farming, his community, and he loved sports. Many here can recall that he wore green and white apparel, a very thin red curly mullet, and Salina Bulldog wristbands for nearly every single day of grade school. He organized a quite competitive recess basketball league at East Elementary. Participants were subject to tryouts before they were permitted to join in the games. I was one of the unfortunate whom Doug persuaded to take up tetherball instead of playing basketball. Like many of you know, the farm, school, and sports were Doug's life growing up in Salina. Each summer, he looked forward to participating and going to the Mercer County Fair. He loved his experience in school mostly because of the relationships he had with teachers, coaches, and the best high school friends anyone could ever dream of having. Along with his close friend, Mitch Fetters, he loved the Miami Dolphins and tried to watch them every single Sunday. He loved the Cincinnati Reds. If you were to visit him at his house during a game, the Reds were always on TV. He never gave up on the relationships he had with his high school and college friends. His high school friends moved out of Salina in later years. He was the first person to offer to drive to visit them. In-state, out-of-state, he would drive to see his friends and their families. He wouldn't dare go 3 miles over the state limit. And every time we drove somewhere together, I always offered to say, "Yeah, we'll meet you there." The following Smitty in the car was painstakingly terrible. But he would drive. He would drive. His friends meant the world to him. And he loved giving us updates on their lives each time we were together. Doug had a remarkable ability to see the best in people and bring out the best in them. His compassionate nature and genuine interest in others made him a beloved friend and confidant today. Because of his love of school, it wasn't a surprise that he went to Bowling Green State University and studied to be a science teacher. I joined him a few years later at Bowling Green, a school that my sister also attended. Doug was our intramural sports player coach at college. The price of admission to the infamous Postgamers was a connection to Mercer County. The team consisted only of Bowling Green male and female students from Coldwater, Marion Local, St. Henry, Salina, and Montezuma. And a few other friends from Cary, Ohio. He had clear expectations to not schedule night classes or early morning classes on Friday, so we could participate in every intramural team in Bowling Green. Doug graduated and became a dedicated and passionate teacher and coach. His first teaching job was his last. He taught at his alma mater right here in Salina. I've been told by his colleagues and friends that every day he entered the classroom with a smile, knowing he had the best job in the best school district on the planet. He loved his colleagues. He loved his administrators, especially Ian Esselstein. He loved celebrating the milestones in his colleagues' lives and their children's lives. Camping trips, vacations, golf outings, weddings, celebrations became the norm for Jen and Smitty as professional and personal relationships became one. He loved his students, loved his colleagues, and that's where he will leave his impact and his memory etched in their hearts forever. Doug loved helping out at the family farm. Many of you can recall the only time he used his cell phone was to call to someone or to check on the forecast. If they didn't stop making flip phones, he would still have them. I remember so many times he would tell us on road trips, yeah, wow, they got a tenth of rain back home. I wouldn't admit it, but I had absolutely no idea what that really meant. But I'd say, well, the farmers caught a great rate today, Doug. And he would just look at me with raised eyebrows, like, wasn't sure if I was kidding or not. Doug loved coaching and spent countless hours in his second home in the Salina Fieldhouse. His fondest moments in his career were the conversations with athletes and their families, the scouting trips with his dear friend Bruce Troll and others, and hosting the post-game coaches meetings in the basement of his home well into the next morning. Many of you have been there for those evenings, where Doug would never let anyone go to bed or leave. As years passed, I perfected the Irish goodbye. I would just go to my room without telling him I'd had enough, and he would spend all kinds of time trying to figure out where I went until he finally turned in. He adored his coaching colleagues and thought of them more as brothers than co-workers. I am confident the experiences they had with him will live on in infamy in the stories they tell of future Salina basketball coaches and players. As a son, he was a source of pride and joy to his parents. He honored their sacrifices, cherished their wisdom, and embodied their hopes and dreams. His unwavering love for his parents shone through in everything he did. He loved the family fishing trips to Michigan and looked forward to them every year. Uncle Smitty was the fun uncle. He was the cool uncle. He was the uncle that everyone talked to, loved, and adored. Because of him, they could see themselves in who they wanted to be like. As a brother, he was a pillar of strength and unwavering support. He stood by his siblings through thick and thin, offering a guidance and solace when needed. Mostly, he just listened. He was the best listener. He was the first to volunteer to help move furniture, or burn trash, or load up the truck, pick up tables, cook on the grill. His unconditional love and loyalty were unwavering, and his presence brought comfort and assurance in times of difficulty. As a husband, his love is gentle as a parent. Their love and marriage of 25 years was a shining example to all of us, a testament to the beauty of a deep and lasting connection and commitment. Doug was there for her in times of triumph and tribulation, offering a comforting presence and shoulder to lean on. Although he is the only person that still called her Jennifer, and many times he would say to me, your sister. Through the highs and the lows, he remained her rock, offering unwavering love, support, and encouragement. As a father, Doug was a role model, a guiding light for his girls. He nurtured them with boundless love, instilling in them the values of hard work, empathy, and for others, the pursuit of seeing through tough times, through in the things that they pursue. He cheered from the sidelines of their lives, offering encouragement and providing a safe harbor in the times of storms. He loved his family trips they took. You can see his pride in every picture. His legacy will live on through his children, who embody his teachings and carry his spirit forward. Doug cherished the simple pleasures in life, his notorious laugh, some would call giggling, was unique only to him. He relished in the company of others and loved ones, cherishing the laughter and shared stories that filled the room. Doug and Jen didn't need to, but they recently were working at the Mercer County Council on Aging because they love it. They love bringing joy to others, especially those that needed a smile. Doug had a unique ability to make even the ordinary moments extraordinary, reminding us to appreciate the present and find joy in the little things. Everyone was drawn to him and his contagious smile. One of the final gifts he gave of himself was to be an organ member. On Tuesday, July 11th, Doug Smitty Smith, rule number 11, in a symbolic basketball game-like finish, helped save the lives of over 10 people, donating his organs to others that desperately needed them to live. With only 2 minutes left in this 2-hour time frame to donate, Doug passed away. It was almost like a final desperation three-pointer that Jesus made, taking Doug to heaven in the final seconds of the game of life. And from the heavens, all anyone could hear as the angels cheered on was Coach Smith saying to the Lord, "Great shot. Now go back, slap the floor, and play some defense." Today, as we bid farewell to this remarkable man, let us remember his impact on our lives. Let us honor his memory by embodying the values he held dear: work hard, play hard, love hard. Though our hearts are heavy, we find solace in the knowledge that his Spirit will continue to guide and inspire us. May our dear departed loved one rest in eternal peace, knowing that his legacy lives on in the hearts of those of whom he loved and who he touched.